about a year ago, we announced another game, Dinolords, which is essentially a well, maybe we should let Mikael and Frederik from Northplay tell them themselves again. Most of you probably already know Dinolords, but it's such a cool project.
It is. So let's see if we have our friends from Northplay joining us here. Here
Hello,
they
Mikael.
go.
everyone.
Hey, Frederik.
Hi.
Great that you're here. Yeah, I I absolutely love Dinolords, and so does my 12-year-old son. He's already a huge fan, even though the game is not out. And I was about to pitch your game for you, but I don't think I'm gonna do it justice. Could you let everybody know what Dinolords is?
Sure, it's a hybrid between an action RPG and a real-time strategy game set in medieval England. You play as the British and you defend against the Danes. It's a historically accurate game where the Danes, of course, ride dinosaurs. Yeah,
I remember
that's the
that.
game.
Yeah, as they did.
Yes. We're watching some footage right now from the latest builds. We have progressed a lot on several fronts, and there's a bunch of things going on right now. One of the biggest things is sort of like us exploring this intersection between action and strategy. And you just saw us like pick up some units holding down a command button, and we call that the warband system. That's been sort of a new development, which we really like. We've got some city building going on in the.
Yeah, a lot of things been happening too. We are finally really digging into what base building is in this game, and we had this idea about everything being physicalized in the world. So when you cut down a tree, you get a log, you take that to the base, and then you use that log to make a building, and you can kind of follow all the resources around in the base as you are progressing, right? But that's only like that's just the system or the fancy about it. Now we are really getting into like what should this building do and how can you upgrade buildings,
Of course,
and what buildings can you then build after that.
you can also ride dinosaurs. That's usually the first question we get in this game. Yes, you can ride
That
dinosaurs.
took a while, I would say.
That took a little while.
Yes.
We kept poking you.
So here you see the Lord riding a raptor. Of course, that gives you an immediate mobility benefits of like being able to easily get around the battlefield. You can even take your raptor up on the ramparts, on the walls. Here we're defending against some Danes trying to break through our walls. Quickly, let's repair those walls and see if we can prepare. Oh God, no! There's a T-Rex trying to get through our walls there. So here it's like a last stand. I think we just lost a raptor. We still have, like, as you see, there's like these buttons down in the left hand corner, like abilities, kind of like what you know from a game like Diablo. So you kind of have this merger between an action RPG and a real-time strategy game. That's basically what it is.
And you call that Hacken-Strat, right?
We affectionately started
Thank
calling
you.
it Hacken-Strat.
Hacken-Strat.
Yeah,
We kind of
that
want
works.
to get that term out there.
yeah, we're trying to invent a new subgenre here.
But
Cool.
it makes a lot of sense that that sort of Hacken-Strat moniker that you're moving towards with the game, because I think the initial response when we showed it off to people was it's Age of Empires with dinosaurs, and it's so much more than that. It's great. It's really cool seeing that RPG presence that you have with your character in the game, being a Dinolord. And I remember back when we announced Dinolords, we were talking a lot about the title. Should it be like Dino Lords or should it be like Dino Capital Lords? And I think the argument for the title was that it's like a warlord. You're kind of a Dino Lord, and it kind of clicked for me. There is yes, that's the fantasy. I am a Dino Lord in this game.
Yeah,
that's who I am.
you have this this power of fantasy infused with like medieval times, basically, right? What would that look like? And we have some art here up on the screen. We are sort of fleshing out the world and the lore and everything. And we have this wonderful artist named Pablo Hidalgo. He does these amazing drawings, kind of bringing this world to life. So as we are also exploring exactly what mechanics to put into the game, we're also, I think, making a vibrant world that you can kind of get lost in.
And also kind of exploring some of the references that we all like. of course, we're all inspired by 1990 strategy games and action RPGs, but I think a lot of us also read these like make your own adventure books where you kind of flip through and then you read a little passage and then it said, if you want to do this, go to page 98 or whatever, and kind of exploring how this world feels and looks.
Yeah, I love this one.
These drawings are like right up there with
jousting knights on raptors. Like generally, we kind of have this thing during development called like the rule of cool. Like if it's cool, it goes into the game, right? And that's been working out for us really well, I think.
You've been working on some new units, right, as well?
Right. Yes. Let's get to some Jankosaurus. Yes.
So
this is the Stegosaurus, this is full of jank, by the way, the real game dev, right? A large siege unit that sort of has to it lumbers over and it has to sit down and then it fires these things. You'll try to kind of navigate around it, but it has this tail that swings and kind of knocks you down. We have a new subsystem in the game with armor. So it has armor on one side and it has a softer side on the other side. So positioning is really important. You have to get your forces to the other side of this thing. You don't want to be on the end of one of those exploding arrows. That's the Stegosaurus. Oh yeah, then you want to do this one?
Yeah, I can't pronounce the name.
Dilophosaurus.
That's the name. We just call it Dilo in engine and in code, so that's what I call it. So this is like a more it's a ranged dinosaur, which was an interesting challenge because how do you turn something that can't really shoot a bow into a ranged unit? So we got inspired by other
popular media with dinosaurs.
And created this kind of tire spitting dinosaur.
We have some footage of it.
Also full of jank in editor, but they can kind of spit these pools onto the ground, and in these pools, every unit passing through is slowed, which kind of adds this interesting dynamic because movement is paramount for combat in this game. Positioning yourself and moving around the battlefield is what wins you a battle.
They're also super coy. If you hit them, it's gonna run away, which makes it really annoying to fight against when you're
annoying.
It is super
annoying. Yeah,
and especially in combination with other units like the big Stegosaurus. This one will then shoot down a blob of tar, and then you're slowed, and then the Stego just comes in with a ballista, and you explode, and it's glorious.
Yeah, we're really exploring. Combat. Yeah, we're exploring unit composition right now. We have a combat scene where we are just smashing toys together and seeing what works and what doesn't. We have one more. I love this one. This is one of my favorite ones. This is the Compy. It is a tiny dinosaur, and it just swarms you completely.
It's like it just attacks you. Dinosaur.
Very much.
Actually, if someone saw Jurassic Park 2, there's a scene with a little girl on a beach with some small dinosaurs. These are those dinosaurs, and they just swarm your units, and you really don't want to get bogged down because they just completely destroy you. So those are fun to fight against. You need something that destroys a lot of dinosaurs in one go. But we are just busy. There's so much game that we're working on right now.
Cool. This is awesome to see, and you're still hard at work on getting to early access. There's still a good way for you to that point, right?
Yeah, for sure. We're tentatively hoping for Q3 next year right now. But we're also very much aware that we are trying something new here, and there's not a lot of other games where we can reference and be like, oh, they solved it this way. So we're definitely game development wise, we're threading over some new ground, trying to figure out how to make these systems work in a way. We want to make a game that you can play for hundreds of hours here. But we think it's coming along really nicely.
Cool. Very nice to see all the development that's going on at Northplay with the Dinolords. Thank you, Michael and Frederik, for visiting our little stream here, and we'll see more of Dinolords in the future.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys, and bye, everyone.